We only got a few more of these left. The penultimate road game of the year for Falmouth brings us to Dorad Park. And we're opening the door here, Ben Haller alongside Andrew Della Piana and Ryan Martin for the fifth and final matchup between the Commodores and Braves. I'll start with you, Andrew. We'd be talking about this game a little differently if it weren't for the 8th inning in last night's win for Falmouth.
I'd say so. The comeback Commodores made their presence known last night. Down 3-0 for majority of that game. Come back, put a 4-spot up in the bottom of the 8th. Gavin Greger, the hero last night, arrived 11 a.m. yesterday. Didn't think he'd have a chance to give his team a victory last night in that 8th inning, but I was really impressed with the discipline of this team in that frame where Josh Swing, the reliever for Chatham, throws 3 consecutive walks to start off that inning. Commodores play the small ball game, end up winning that one.
Yeah, Falmouth going to need that discipline moving forward, not get too ahead of themselves with 3 games left to play. You're looking at the Falmouth, you're also looking at the Kettleers and the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, Catuit's that team to watch right now in the West Division. Hyannis not too far in front of them right now. As the playoff picture goes right now, you got 3 teams with 41 points in the East Division. In the West, though, it's Falmouth just 2 points out of that West Division spot, where Catuit now sits at the 4th spot, which means in Game 38, guys, we have a lot of different scenarios. Take a look at what it could look like when you look at Hyannis's, Catuit, and Falmouth's game. 3 things I really pull away from this. Falmouth cannot be eliminated tonight. Hyannis has 2 playoff clinching scenarios, and Catuit can't clinch tonight.
Speaking of that Harbor Hawks game last night, they played against these Bourne Braves in a big result that did not really help Falmouth.
You would have loved the Braves to come with the victory in that one against the Harbor Hawks, where Bourne was in front for a majority of that game, but you get to the bottom of the 9th inning, Bourne is tied 3-3. They get a runner in a pickle between 3rd and home. He gets out, and then Hyannis walks it off on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 9th. So a frustrating result, as definitely we were scoreboard watching that game, but it really feels like the Commodores have some extra anger against the Braves entering this one tonight.
Yes, the Commodores coming off a late inning win, the Braves coming off a late inning loss. First pitch coming up at 7 p.m. Pushed back due to some rain earlier today, but it's Andrew Della Piana and Ryan Martin on the call here on Opening the Door.
March Madness. For the first time in 3 years, Syracuse women's basketball is in the NCAA tournament. But how'd they get here? Let's rewind. The Orange started the season about as hot as they ended it last year, winning 11 of its first 12 games, earning them a national ranking in the AP Top 25. And that's what SU looked like most of the year, a nationally ranked team. But at the end of the year, the Orange lost 3 of their last 4 games. Nonetheless, a successful season for Coach Jack's squad has earned them a 6th seed in the Big Dance. Their first round foe, 11 seed Arizona. What's to know about the Wildcats, and how worried should we be about SU's late season struggles? We'll answer those questions and more. It's live Cuse Countdown. Let's go.
March Madness time, Cuse Countdown time.
There you go, a breaking ball strike. Congratulations, Gavin.
A nice throw by Gavin on Back Hit Appreciation Night during the 2025 season means that we're just moments away now from Wareham versus Falmouth in Game 33 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Commodores back at home for the 2nd straight night. It's a Falmouth team that's 5 games under 500 for the first time all season long. Appreciate you spending your Saturday night with us here on Cape League TV. Alongside Andrew Della Piana, I'm Ryan Martin back here again for this one. And as we were just talking about, it's a Wareham team that's surging. Winners of 11 of its last 14 versus a Falmouth team that struggled to really as of late, losing 8 of its last 10. This is a spot where both teams can afford to pick up 2 big points. It's Wareham looking to add on to its West Division, leading 34 points.
And when we came on the air today, we talked about the importance of this game tonight as we get to the final stretch of this regular season. Kind of feels like a point, Ryan, where Falmouth's really going to decide what kind of season it's going to have. Is it going to kind of continue to plummet and find themselves in the basement of this division, or are they going to rally and defeat one of the hottest teams on Cape Cod right now? They go do a new arm for the first time this summer to kind of flip the script a little bit defensively.
It's a Wareham Gateman team, 251 average on the summer, is 4th best on Cape Cod. 32 homers, leads all 10 Cape Cod Baseball League teams. In 2nd place in that is the Commodores with 23. Big margin there for the Wareham Gatemen. You mentioned they're surging. You see those 2 all-stars in the lineup with Colby Turner and Chase Cruson. for Wareham. That looks to get out quickly to the first appearance on Cape Cod in 2025 for Torrin O'Haron, the rising senior at Stanford. Take a look at his stats from last season when he was with the YD Red Sox.
And that 9.53 ERA does not jump out at the screen at you like, most players expect you to when you come to Cape Cod to improve on those numbers, because he was pretty solid after his sophomore year at Stanford, just north of a 5 ERA. That upticked a little bit this spring as well to a 2.77, but still someone who can come in the back end of games and throw a whole lot of strikes. He was really good in ACC play with 16 Ks in 16 innings of work, but now Jared Saltalamacchia electing to use him out of a starter role. And you got to wonder if he's more so of a guy that'll only see about 2 or 3 innings before you dive into that Falmouth bullpen.
Yeah, you're exactly right, with O'Haron being a well-used reliever. He's got 63 games across 3 springs with the Cardinal, just 2 collegiate starts, one his freshman year, one his sophomore year, and none this past spring. Pretty nice weather here in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Can't ask for much more on a Saturday night. 78, but a nice breeze brings that down to a 76 real feel for first pitch. Just about to get this one going. And fans continue to trickle in here from Gov Fuller Field. We'll introduce your umpiring crew today. Behind home plate, calling the balls and strikes, is Jeffrey Merzell. At third base is Matthew Kane, and at first base is Jake Richter.
Much nicer night tonight than we got last night. It was very muggy after the rain. That baseball was not flying out of the air a whole lot, but much cooler night tonight. Wind blowing in from center field.
I'm just happy this one's back to a traditional 6 p.m. first pitch from Gov Fuller
Absolutely.
Field. Last night, again, the rain came in quickly at, 4 or 5 p.m. What turned into a beautiful Friday at the beach, whether it was Old Silver Beach up north or the Heights Beach just down the road. Quickly the rain came in for the latest start time in Falmouth this season, 7 p.m. start time, in that 5-2 loss to Brewster. First to face O'Haron is the second baseman, Braden Randall. O'Haron's first pitch is tipped off the bat by Braden Randall. First pitch at exactly 6 p.m. here at Gov Fuller Field.
Hey, thanks so much, Ricard. When you think of Maryland lacrosse, what comes to mind? And don't say crab cakes. Why don't you think about more than 500 All-Americans, and how about the double-digit national championships? But for head coach John Tillman, it all starts with the people inside his building.
When it comes to recruiting, when it comes to what we're trying to do here, not everybody's going to be an All-American. Not everybody can have a 4.0, but you can try to be the best version of yourself. And we know once you get out there, you're going to be competing with, other people for job opportunities, for promotions, for opportunities.
I mean, Tillman is right. His resume speaks for himself. Culture, an integral part of the oldest team sport in the world, and Maryland is the cradle of the game. And with that comes a very, very rich tradition. Maryland has built a strong set of values over its 100 seasons, making winning not just the expectation, but the standard. As part of this tradition, the Terrapins reserve the #1 jersey for program standouts. For decades, this number has been both honored and cherished within the program. It signifies a player who embodies exceptional performance and leadership on and off the field, upholding the program's standard of excellence. The #1 represents being the best, perfectly aligned with the program's mantra, be the best, coined in the 1970s. Legendary Terps who have worn the #1 jersey include Andrew Whipple in the 1990s, Joe Walters in the 2000s, and of course Matt Rambo, who led the undefeated 2017 national championship team. Over the years, #1 has symbolized excellence, fire, and finesse. Now, the newest member of the number is making history of his own. Logan McNeely, know the name, just the second goalie ever to wear the jersey number since Melvin Stevens did it back in 1989. McNeely back for his 6th season with the program, having become a full-time starter on that undefeated 2022 championship team, where he was named the NCAA tournament's most outstanding player. The graduate student started 2 games the next season before tearing his ACL in his right knee during a game against Loyola. He returned last season, though, to play at his usual form, finishing 10 games with a save percentage of .500 or better. Now in 2025, he continues to make history, becoming just the 4th Terp in program history to eclipse 600 career stops. McNeely also named to the Tewaaraton watch list before the season and is determined to honor the legendary single digit that he wears on his front chest.
That's what New does. Just power on power on power. He is now by himself in the Cape Cod Baseball League lead with 4 of them.
Your Cape League leader in home runs adds another.